We have all fallen victim to an impulse purchase, and I strongly believe that not all impulse purchases are made the same. Some of them have taken my money and ran with it. I've never seen it again in my life, but some of my impulse purchases have actually been really, really amazing, and they're things that I use every single day. I have made so many impulse purchases, it's actually wild. So today I wanted to tier rank a bunch of impulse purchases that I've made, talk about whether I regret it, whether I'm happy I bought it, and I'm super excited, so let's get into it. Let's go through my tier list. I have 4 categories today, and in my best, my top tier, my S tier, it says, and I'd do it again, because I would do it again. These are products that if I was given the chance, I would buy them again in a heartbeat. I love them, they add value to my life, and I do not regret them at all. The next tier is for the plot. These are things that I love. I'm not sure I would 100% repurchase it, but I don't regret them, and I do get use out of them. I like it, I'm happy I got it, but it wasn't a need. In our second last tier, we have, it's an avocado. Thanks. And this is like, I like an avocado, it's fine, but it's not exactly what I wanted. And that's kind of the vibes here. Like, I do regret this. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's not my fave, and I do regret it. And if I could go back in time, probably wouldn't buy it again. And then in the last tier, we have look what you made me do. Because these purchases are so bad, they might make me enter my reputation era because I regret them so much and I'm so angry at the world because my wallet is crying. It's crying. I don't anticipate too many going into this column, but we shall see. First up, we have 2 pieces of jewelry I've gotten from Linear. And thank you so much to Linear for sponsoring this portion of today's video. My Linear jewelry is something I got this year and something that I'm so happy I have. If you didn't know, I'm on a low buy journey this year, and one of the biggest lessons that I've learned so far is that you have to buy it nice or buy it twice. And Linear jewelry is high quality, and I'm confident it's gonna last me for years and years to come. Linear is a different kind of jewelry brand. They make pieces to luxury standards. They use real gold, sterling silver, and gold vermeil, which is 5 times thicker than your usual gold plating, but at prices that are about half of what you normally see for pieces of those quality. And they allow for this price cut by cutting out the middleman and selling directly from their website to the consumer. No crazy big markups here. They also use sustainable materials, which is very important to me. They use recycled gold and recycled silver and lab-grown diamonds that are conflict-free. They're genuinely trying to do less harm to the planet while also making jewelry that lasts, which is also an extremely important attribute to have if you're trying to do less harm for the planet, because people are actually wearing their jewelry for much longer and not just throwing it out and buying new ones as soon as it turns your finger green. No green fingers here. As I mentioned, I've been focusing on quality over quantity, so saving up for pieces that have a much longer lifespan is really important to me. I got 2 pieces from them. One of them is this beautiful tennis bracelet. I've worn this every day since I got it. I just think it's so pretty and sparkly. And then I also got this beautiful ring that it's like actually if my personal style was made into a ring. Their designs are minimal, timeless, and versatile. I love them because I never feel like they're just grabbing on to the latest micro trend. Like, they actually have pieces that are going to last and not be going out of style. If timeless, high quality jewelry that doesn't break the bank is interesting to you, like it is to me, then definitely go check out Linear. I do have a special offer for you. If you shop the link in my description for Linear jewelry, it'll all come up there for you. Hope you enjoy. So obviously I'm gonna put those 2 pieces of jewelry in, and I do it again because I do it again in a minute. Super cute and loving it so far. The next impulse purchase is my Dyson V12. This caused a lot of commotion online, and I'm not even gonna go into like Dyson gate, vacuum gate, if you will. Basically, I'm on a low buy and I broke my low buy to get this Dyson. Yikes. And people were upset. But you know what? To each their own. I'm going to put this in and I'd do it again. It wasn't entirely an impulse purchase because like we did need a vacuum, but I did, like, it went on sale and we were like, we're getting it right now. So it kind of was an impulse purchase in the way that like we were planning to hopefully get through the year before buying one, but it just went on sale. So we were like, F it, we're getting a vacuum, we're getting a Dyson. I'd do it again. I love the Dyson. I use it every single day, mostly like twice a day. And I'm happy with the purchase. And if it were to like, if I could go back a month, I would still buy it again. This red IKEA lamp is really cute. And it was something that I had seen online. And then we were in IKEA I was shopping for something for a friend. I think they just moved into a new place. And I saw it and I was just like, yeah, buying it. And like didn't even give it a second thought. So it was definitely an impulse purchase. And I'm gonna say for the plot. If it broke, I probably wouldn't buy it again. Like, it is like very cheap plastic, but I do think it's beautiful. It's it lives on one of our shelves over there, and I do love it. It's very, very cute. It's quite affordable. My one qualm with it is that it doesn't fit the bulbs that go with our smart lights in our apartment. So it uses like a separate bulb, so it isn't like attached to our like smart light ecosystem. So you have to like manually turn it on. I know, such hassle. But I think for that reason, I'm kind of like meh about it a little bit. So I probably wouldn't buy it again, but I do like it. So I'm putting it in for the plot. Ninja Creamy. Guys, I love my Ninja Creamy. I use it all the time. If it were to break, would I buy one again? I'm gonna say I'd do it again. Would I? Yeah, I would. I love my Ninja Creamy. I do use it every single day. It was an impulse purchase because I asked for it for my birthday, and then my sisters were like, oh yeah, we're not gonna get that for you, by the way. And I was like, no problem. And then immediately that day I had purchased one on Facebook Marketplace. So I wasn't planning on spending my own money on it. It was something I just asked for my birthday. But now that I have it, I do love it, and I don't regret doing that impulse purchase because it was brings me a lot of joy. I use it, I shouldn't say every night, probably like 5 times a week though. I really like it. My Lululemon Align jacket, or like Define jacket, I think they're called. Disclaimer that I didn't actually pay for this one myself because my work, I bought it through like my work had like a wellness benefits package, and then when I was gonna use that for a gym membership, but then I got laid off, so I didn't have time to use it for a gym membership, so I just used it on like some clothing. So I didn't technically spend my own money on it, but it was an impulse. Like I had 24 hours to use up my wellness benefit because I knew I was getting laid off. So like I kind of was like just scrambling for what to buy. I would say for the plot, I love it. It's really cute. If mine were to get a hole on it, I wouldn't buy it again. Like I think you can get a very similar dupe from like Winners or something like that. I don't think you, or like, and at this point, they have been trendy for a while. So if you like the fit of that, you probably can find them like on Facebook Marketplace and at thrift store. Yeah, I probably wouldn't repurchase at full price ever again. My bone conducting headphones, these are dupes for Shocks. And this was an impulse purchase because I didn't have headphones for when I was biking for the longest time, and I kind of like resisted getting headphones for my biking because I was like, oh, it's nice to like just sit with your thoughts. And then one day I went on a bike ride and I was so incredibly bored for like the hour and a half, and I got home and I was like, I'm ordering headphones. And so it was impulsive. If they broke, would I buy them again? I would. So, and I'd do it again. I will say, no, for the plot, I think I would invest in the brand name ones. I would never do that unless these break and like the warranty ran out and I can't get them like repaired or like replaced, because I think they do the job. But I tried to wear them on a walk recently, and like they never got loud enough. Like when I'm biking, it's okay if they're not loud enough, but like I don't know, I found like when I was walking, I could hear other people's voices on the street, and they never got loud enough to where I could like really like listen to, like I've had an audiobook on and I like could not hear the audiobook to save my life. So I think they're not perfect, but I do like them. And I think if they broke, I would repurchase, but I would consider going for the name brand ones instead of going for the Shocks name brand ones. So for that reason, I'm not going to put it and I'd do it again because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm like 75% sure that I just end up repurchasing the exact same ones, but I might spend a bit more money. I can't 100% say. So putting it there. Guys, everything's in like the top tiers right now. Wait. This is going to be a boring video. I'm just going to be like, I regret nothing, because the next one is also in and I'd do it again. And that is the Louise Carmen notebook. If you don't know what this is and you're not a stationery junkie like I, then consider yourself having more money than me. Louise Carmen notebooks are completely customizable notebooks that you make in, they have one, I think they only have one storefront, and it's in Paris. And so when I was on my trip, I definitely impulse. I don't know if it was an impulse because I knew before I went on the trip that I wanted to go to the store. I didn't realize how expensive they were until I was in there, and I was still like, no, I want it. And I didn't need it, to be clear. Like there are much cheaper alternatives to like a leather refillable notebook, but I wanted a Louise Carmen one. I wanted the name brand one, and I just purchased it without thinking much about it. Do I regret it? Not at all. I love my Louise Carmen so much. I will say I have the one that you can put, I think you can put 4 notebooks in max. I kind of wish I got the one you can put 6 notebooks in, but like I don't regret it. I love it. Wait, maybe I should put for the plot, because I would change that. I would get the one with 6 in it. Okay, I'm putting for the plot. The impulse one of this is that I knew I wanted to buy Louise Carmen, but I didn't know which one I wanted, and I should have like planned that out a bit more before I was there, but I was kind of just like there, and like we waited in a long line. It was just chaotic. They rushed us a little bit. I was just like, blah, making a bunch of decisions. You have to pick like everything. You pick the leather, you pick the string that goes around it, you pick the charms, you have to get it embossed, and like a bunch of these different things that like they're kind of like rushing you to pick. Yeah, for the plot, because I love it so much, no regrets other than the fact I wish I had spent a little bit more money and gone with the bigger one. But I love it, so not mad about it at all. DJI Osmo Pocket 3. I got this when I started my vlog channel at Diaries of Tag. If you guys want to hang out with me every week over there, or actually, I've slowed down my uploading. It's every 2 weeks over there. I film most of my vlogs on this, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I'd do it again. I love my DJI. I just think it's so good, especially for like filming, travel, and road trips, and you don't want to like stand out when you have a big camera out. It's so small, so discreet. I love it, and yeah. I'd do it again. I love my Pocket 3. The next thing here is the Merit Everything Stick. And disclaimer, I try to point out whenever like anything has been sent to me and I haven't spent my own money on it. The reason I'm including this, even though I didn't spend my own money on it, is because I literally had a few Merit items in my cart about to purchase, and they ended up reaching out to me offering to send me some makeup. So I obviously was like, yeah, I'll take the free stuff. I was literally just about to buy this anyways. So I'm going at this as if I spent my own money on it. And honestly, and I do it again. And I do it again. I love my Merit Everything Stick. It means everything to me. Ba-doom, I'm here all night. It basically, you put it on, it's kind of like a concealer, but like you just put it on like where you have redness or dark patches or whatever, and then you put it, and then you just like blend it in with the brush, and it smooths everything so it looks like you have like a full face of foundation, but like you've just covered up like the little spots. Like it's just like the perfect amount of cover. It's what I'm wearing today. I don't really have much makeup on today. I've been trying to wear makeup in videos. Today I kind of shit the bed. Literally all I have on today is Merit Everything Stick, Merit bronzer, Merit blush, Merit lip, and some mascara. That's actually, I literally have like a full face of Merit on. I don't know, guys. I love my Merit Everything Stick. And yes, I didn't spend my own money on it, but I would have. And 100% if I run out of it, I'm spending my own money on it now. Like, I love it. My Doc Marten, I think these are called like the Beck's leather loafers. I got these 2 years ago on an impulse. My best friend had just purchased the black version of these, and I was like, I need those in brown. I need them right now. I need them on my feet right now, and I do it again. Oh my god, I have had none in the bottom half of this tier. Hopefully we have some come up soon. But like, I love my Docs. These are, I've broken them in so perfectly. They are like, recently I did 30K steps in Montreal. I wore those all day. Like, I love them. I've broken them in beautifully. They are so comfortable. They're just so, mwah. They go with everything. I think they take a very like boring look and make it look like very polished, but because the brown ones are like a softer leather, to me the brown ones are a little bit more casual than like the patent like shiny black ones. Like, I love the softness and the worn in vintage look of the brown ones. They just go with like so much in my wardrobe. They have really fit in seamlessly. I wear them all summer with little socks and sundresses. I wear them all fall with my jeans and maxi skirts. I even wear them in the winter, not in the snow, obviously, because I live in like Canada and it's a lot of snow and my feet would be soaked. But like also in spring, like I wear them basically every single season. I absolutely love them. Okay, another purchase I made in Paris on a whim. My Flabellis flats. It's an avocado. I think they're just, and I love them, to be clear. Like, I think I've included them in a favorites video, and I'm not sure if I have or not, but I do love these shoes. I just think they're really expensive for what they are. Like, I think these came to like 150 Canadian dollars, and they're really cool. I think the soles are like recycled leather. They're a Spanish style of shoe. They're really, really cute. But I just think for what they are, they're expensive. I think if they had been like $60 Canadian, I would have these in and I'd do it again. But like for the price tag, I cannot justify. Like, If they broke, I would not buy them again, I don't think. They're very expensive. But I do love them. I think they're very, very cute. I will say I wouldn't wear them. They're like absolutely no support on them, and I have foot pain. So like I can't wear them for even like a 10K step day. Yeah, and I also think they look a lot better. Sorry, my nose is always itchy. If you know, I have like the worst allergies. Excuse me while I itch my nose. They don't look great with socks, in my opinion. I think they look better barefoot, and I like wearing socks. Like, I have socks on all the time. I change my socks like 2 to 3 times a day, every day. I love the feeling of a crisp pair of socks. Like, I like having socks on, even in the summer. Like, I'm psycho. I wear running shoes and my Docs in the summer. Like, I'm not like a barefoot. I like having socks on between my shoes and my feet. And so I find myself not reaching for these too often because I don't like the feeling of like sweating. This is disgusting. But like when you're wearing them without socks, you're like sweating into a shoe, and that kind of feels gross to me. But then I don't like how they look with socks. So I don't wear them as much as I would like, but I still love them. But for the price tag, I wouldn't buy them again. Hope that makes sense. Okay, the next product is a Chemex dupe. I'm gonna put this in. It's an avocado. We got a dupe, to be clear. So I think it ended up being like $60 Canadian. Maybe less, maybe like 40 actually. And I smashed it. I broke it. So that wasn't great. But even if we still had it, I don't know. Maybe I should put it up. Yeah, I'm going to put it in for the plot because I do really, really like it. Like I love our little Chemex dupe. What can I say? But like it is kind of unnecessary, I feel like, because if you're doing pour over, you can use like the little thing that sits on top of your cup that's like $5, and so we have that as well. And so after I smash the Chemex or the Chemex dupe, whatever, I always just opt for that little tiny $6 contraption, and I'm like, why were we not using this the entire time? Why were we ever brewing into this thing when it was like so unnecessary? So I don't know. I think for that reason, I'm just kind of like, this is unnecessary. Like, you can buy way cheaper there are way cheaper ways to have pour over coffee, and I just would opt for those. I would love to eventually buy this again, but I have been without it now for like probably 4 months, and it's been fine. I really, really liked it when we had it, but I don't feel like it's a need, and like I've been surviving without it just fine. And I feel like if I put this in and I do it again, that would mean that I'm going to repurchase it immediately, and I feel like I don't see myself repurchasing this for a very long time. If I see one on like Marketplace, I'll probably get it. You know what I mean? But yeah, my Cotopaxi backpack, oh my god. I have like the 35-liter one, if you're interested. And my friend came over to visit, my best friend came over to stay at our apartment, and she brought her Cotopaxi. And I was like, what is that? And she like gave me a little tour of the bag, and I was like, no, I need that immediately. I need that right now. We were leaving on a trip to Europe in like 2 weeks, and I impulse purchased it right then, right there. And no one influences anyone better than like your own friends. Like seriously, anything my best friend buys, I'm like, I need that now. I'm gonna put this in for the plot. I love this purchase. I have used it. I live away from home, so I go home to my parents like every few weeks, probably every like 4 weeks for the weekend. It's the perfect weekend bag, but I also got through Europe for 3 weeks with it. Like, you know, it's a really versatile bag for my life. Would I buy it again? No. Or not immediately. Like, firstly, I don't think I'll ever have to. I think it's like so sturdy and such good quality, it should last me forever. But if it were to break, that would be like, I'm not going to buy it again because it broke. So it's kind of like a little bit meta that way. But like, it's really, I think it was like $300 Canadian. And that's just like a lot of money. A lot of money. But I love it. And it's so nice. I also, after having it, I really like it to bring home to my parents, but like when I was traveling in Europe with it, in Italy and France, I realized like my partner had a suitcase and I had a backpack, and I was like, I kind of wish I have a suitcase right now. Like, I'm kind of annoyed that I have this backpack, which is like horrible because I spent so much money on this backpack, but like as I mentioned, I'm someone with a little bit of foot pain. So walking around with the backpack, and then like I've had knee surgery, I have foot pain, a lot of things on my body. I think for me, I just do prefer a suitcase. So for that reason, if this were to, I love this, but I don't think it hit all the needs that I wanted it to hit. Like, I think I would have been happier if I had gotten a really high quality suitcase instead of this. But this is more versatile. Like, I love that I can use it for weekends. Like, whenever I go anywhere for like one night, my Cotopaxi is coming with me. So I love that I have it, but I think I will eventually end up buying a suitcase. Like, if I go on a bigger trip again, I'm not sure I would use my Cotopaxi again. Even though it worked and everything fit in it and it was lovely, I just found it like really hard to carry around. If you're going on a shorter trip and you have less stuff in it, that's one thing. But like, I had 3 weeks worth of stuff in it. It was a lot and it really hurt my back. So even though it fit, it wasn't that practical, and I ended up like mostly giving it to my partner, and I was taking the suitcase. I just found it like waiting in like the airport lines to like give your passport and stuff. Horrible. Like, I was so jealous of everyone who had suitcases around me who were just able to like carry it and then stop it. Like, it was so heavy on my back, because like there were some times we were waiting in like border security for like an hour and a half. So I'm just standing there on my feet with this humongous backpack on. And yes, I could put it on the ground, but the line moves pretty steadily. So it's just as painful to carry it in one hand and like trudge it along. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think in the future, if I were to do it again, I probably wouldn't buy it and I would just go for a suitcase. But now that I have it, I'm really happy I have it. It's made from entirely recycled materials. It's really good quality. If it were to break, I would 100% repair it. Like, I love it. It fits into my life very well. But I think if I want to go on any long trip, I'm not sure I would take it again. But any weekend trip, any like up to like a week, I would take it. You know, I hope that makes sense. Leve's newest album on vinyl. This was such an impulse purchase. I was just on a walk one evening. I popped into a record store and the vinyl was right there. And I was like, you know what? I want that. And I'm going to buy it right now. And I did. It had actually come out that day. I didn't know what day it was being released, but I walked in and it was there. And when I was checking out, the girl was like, oh my God, this was just released today. And I was like, oh, wow, I didn't even know that. For the plot, I feel like any vinyl is just never a need. Like, you can always just stream it if you want to, but I love vinyl. So for the plot, it was cool that I got it on release day. I've listened to it like every few days since I got it, like for the past month. I really, really love it. But like, I didn't need it, and it was totally an impulse purchase, but it felt great to buy a vinyl. So I enjoyed it, but like, if it were to get scratched, I wouldn't buy it again. Like, it's not a necessary thing in my life, but I like it. LL Bean slippers. Again, I didn't buy these. My sisters got them for me for my birthday, but I had them in my cart about to check out. And then they were like, don't buy those. I got them for you for your birthday. So I feel comfortable putting this in here because I was about to buy them. This is a little bit less of an impulse purchase. Like, I did think about it for a couple weeks. So I don't know if it's considered an impulse purchase, but whatever. It's something I wanted and I almost bought it. And I'm going to put these in for the plot. I love that I have them. I think they are pretty affordable. Like, they're around $100 Canadian. They're very high quality. I love the fact that they have a very thick sole on the bottom because you can wear them, like, they're perfect for camping because you can wear them outside, like, on your campground. And, like, they have a pretty thick rubber sole, so, like, they're not going to get, like, gross. And you can, like, wipe them off and clean them easily. They're really hot. Like, they're not good. My birthday's in July. I got these in July. They're not good summer slippers. I will probably end up buying another pair of slippers for the summertime because, again, I mentioned I'm a sock person. I just like having something on my feet. And, like, in the summer, I don't want to wear socks constantly when I'm inside the apartment just because, like, it's not good for your feet. Like, you kind of need to, like, breathe. But I do, like, again, I keep bringing up my foot pain, but like having something on my feet is nice, but like having a sock plus a slipper is a lot in the summer. I used to have the UGG like open-toed slippers. I thrifted a pair for like $15 like literally 6 years ago. And these slippers, these LL Bean ones, were replacing those when they broke. And I definitely think I'll be buying another open-toed pair of slippers for the summer. But for fall, winter, spring, I love these. They're so comfy. I'm so happy I got them. And the only reason I'm not putting it in and I'd do it again is because I'm like, if they were the perfect pair, I would hopefully not have to buy a different slipper for different seasons. But I don't know, but I might, if they were to break and I needed a new winter slipper, I would probably get these same ones again. I really do like them. But just, yeah, they're not good for the summer. I found myself just like basically not wearing slippers all summer, and then my foot pain was worse. So, BT Art Box Nails for the plot. I love these. I love doing my nails at home. I love like, I just love doing press-on nails and whatever. So I really do love my BT Art Box nails that I 100% bought impulsively. But I have repurchased them since. But they're not as, like people who are like, I can wear these for 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever. I believe you, but I'm someone who picks at my nails. So they last me, like, maximum 4 days. But if you're someone who, like, will leave your nails alone, they would last that long. I totally believe that. But just for me personally, I think I might, I told myself this entire 2025 that I wasn't going to pay for my nails to get done professionally this entire year, and I intend on keeping that promise. But I think next year, I found a spot in Ottawa that does, like, a full set of gel for, like, $60, which is pretty affordable, and I would consider just maybe doing that every 3 weeks or every month or something. We will see what my finances are looking like, but yeah, I really do love them, but I would like to transition away from them on a regular basis because I just think they don't last long enough to, like, be worth the money and time it takes to do them for me. But again, like, for any wedding I attend, for any event that I have where I only need to have nails for, like, a day or two, I'm going BT Art Box every single time. They're so high quality, they're so sturdy. It's just that I'm someone who eats at my nails even when they're fake. And so for me, it just doesn't make sense. But that's, like, a me problem and not, like, a product problem, because I think they're an amazing product. And I think they're the best press-on nails in the market, 100%. I don't know why this bell jar copy is in here, because this is also something that was sent to me by a brand. But I'm saying for the plot. This got sent to me, and I would say with any special edition and anything like that, this is the only special edition I own, I'm pretty sure. Like, where I have, like, more than one copy of a book. And I love the bell jar, and so this is a good book for me to have that in. But to me, any special edition or any book where you already have that book, but you just want it in a different copy, is, like, a waste of money, in my opinion. Like, and that's not bad. I think sometimes it's okay to waste money. Like, that's not a big deal. But, like, I think that this is kind of a waste of money. But I love it. And I look at it all the time and I admire it on my shelf. But, yeah. This Aussie hairspray. This hairspray I've been using for a while. But the first time I got it was totally on an impulse. Like, I just needed a hairspray. And I was like, oh, this looks good. I want it. I bought it. And I do it again. It's, like, the best hairspray ever. I love this hairspray. That sounds, like, so dramatic. But, like, it's just like a hairspray, but as someone who, like, when I curl my hair, the curls kind of fall quite quickly. It keeps the curls boing, 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 boing. I love them. Yeah, very, very good. A very big impulse purchase. It was just, like, on sale. I didn't even, like, really need a hairspray that bad. I still had some left of my old bottle when I got this, but 10 out of 10. Okay. This hand coffee grinder, and I'd do it again. I would buy this hand coffee grinder again, 100%. I love this thing. Everyone told me I was gonna regret getting a handheld, like, manual one instead of an electronic one. Wrong. You bitches were so wrong. I love it. I love my hand grinder. I love that it makes no noise in the morning while my partner's making me my coffee in the kitchen. It doesn't wake me up out of my slumber until the coffee's in front of my face, and I love that about it. And I also like that when I go camping, I have my full, like, coffee setup when I'm camping, because I can grind my beans there fresh, whereas, like, if I had an electric one, when I have to grind them before and then bring them camping, and there's something about when you're camping and outdoors, being able to have your same coffee grinder. I don't know. I love my coffee grinder. I do not regret it at all. 10 out of 10 purchase. If it were to break, I'd be shocked because it is so sturdy. And the thing with buying a handheld manual coffee grinder is that there's not as much to go wrong. There's no electrical things that can just stop working. So it probably would never break, but if it did, I would buy it again. I love it. My Salomon XT6s, these were fully an impulse purchase. Like, I haven't had proper running shoes all year, and then I got these before when, oh yeah, we went on a road trip, and I was like, okay, at this point, like, I've gone all year without running shoes. Like, I need to have some running shoes, or else, again, we're bringing back the foot pain. I will be miserable on this trip without them. So I went for the Salomon XT6s, very much an impulse purchase. I honestly just looked up what Lucy Moon, if you're like an OG YouTube fan, I looked up the ones that Lucy Moon had, and I bought the same ones as her, and I would do it again. They're really comfortable. I have very narrow feet. The main complaint that I saw with the Salomon reviews is that if you have wide feet, they're very painful. I have very narrow feet. They fit me perfectly. I love my Salomons. I love that they don't have laces. I love that I just slip them on. No regrets. I'm so sorry that there's not more things that I'm regretting in here. But I am looking down the line and there are some regrets, so don't you worry. The next thing I have here is these Levi's 501 90s. I think they're like the relaxed fit jean. I really, really love these. And they were fully an impulse purchase because I went into Levi's to buy black low-rise baggy jeans. I ended up getting the black low-loose jeans, but I ended up trying these on and loving them and buying them. And I would do this again. These are my most worn jeans. I actually wear these specific, like these ones, so much more than I even wear the black ones that I went in to buy. I've just never felt more like confident and comfy in a jean at the same time. Like usually it feels like you're having to choose comfort or like aesthetics, and I feel like I have both of these jeans. I wore these to Thanksgiving dinner. Like that's what I mean. Like they are comfy. I love them. This is some yarn that I recently bought from Petite Knit. I'm learning to knit right now. And this is some yarn that I bought, and I'm going to put it in Look What You Made Me Do. She's getting her first one because I decided that my first knitting project was going to be the Sophie scarf. And if you're in the knitting community, you know what the scarf is. But it's too small. I need something bigger, and I fully got like the 3.5 millimeter needle and this tiny knit, and I'm finding it so hard to learn how to knit on this tiny, tiny yarn, and so I definitely regret it. And I wish I had just gone in and got like a bigger needle and a bigger yarn and learned how to knit on that and just made like a very traditional scarf, because now I have this thing of wool and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be skilled enough to actually do the Sophie scarf for about 6 more months. So I regret spending money on it before like really learning how to knit and like knowing what I needed to buy. So yeah. Look what you made me do. Okay, the next one is a Fujifilm X100 VI. Listen to me when I say this. I love this camera. I'm putting it into It's an Avocado. Why? I bought it the week before I got laid off and then I had to return it. It just wasn't a smart financial decision. I kind of knew there was a chance I was going to get laid off and I bought it anyways, and then I had to resell it. However, I sold it for $100 more than I bought it for because at the time, these were selling on Facebook Marketplace for above retail. Like retail was $2,300 or something, but they had been sold out. People were buying them for like $2,500, stuff like that. I don't have it. I had it for a very, very short amount of time, like I think less than a month. I didn't use it as much as I thought. Like I think if I had been using it every single day, I would have kept it, but I just like hadn't gotten used to the Fuji settings and stuff like that, and so I ended up selling it. I regretted going through the whole hassle of buying it to begin with. I think in the future I'd love to be reunited, and I think it would be a camera that I would love, but I just never figured it out. I was very frustrated with it and for the amount that it was, and then I got laid off from my job, which was very stressful. I was just like, I need to sell this and get the money back. Oh, this is such an impulse purchase. I impulse purchased this really cheap watch from Shoppers Drug Mart for like $10. Like I impulse purchased this in my last, in my last YouTube video, the video that went out last week, you'd see it. And I love it. But I mean, I probably should have, I'm going to put this in should I put this in It's an Avocado? It's an Avocado because I kind of do regret purchasing it. However, I have worn it every single day since, and I love having a watch on me, and it has convinced me that I do want to invest in a watch eventually. Sorry, I have like a cold right now or something. Like my throat is clamming up and I'm starting to get stuffy. Anyway, I'm putting it into It's an Avocado because I love it. I love having a watch. It's shown me that I do want to invest in a nicer watch, but I probably could have just invested in a nicer watch up front and not like bought a cheap one in between. Like I definitely, if it were to break, I wouldn't buy it again. I would go for a much higher quality watch. So for that reason, I'm putting it into It's an Avocado, but I do love it, and I'm basically going to wear it until it breaks, and when it does inevitably break, I'll be buying a better one, and until then I'm going to be trying to thrift like a vintage one or something. My friend told me that I can buy, if I can find like a really nice watch face at a thrift store, then I can just like get the leather band redone. So I think I'm going to try to do that, but yeah. Oh, this cross-legged chair for the plot, because I do love it. It's very nice, it's very comfy. It's not great for your back, right? Like it's really not great to be sitting in like a chair with like no support really, but does that bother me, and do I still use it? Yes and yes. No and yes. It does bother me. It bothers me slightly, but I do still use it. And these are really trendy. I feel like I kind of like bought into the Instagram hype and then just got it because of that. But okay, actually I'm going to put it in It's an Avocado. I'm changing the position. I feel like it's a little bit, I love it, but I I don't think I'd buy it again if it broke because I know that it's not great for your back. Another Merit product in here, again, this was gifted to me, but I was going to buy it. And this is the Merit. It's not the like matte lipstick. It's like the shiny sheer lipstick. And it's in the color La Avenue. And I'd do it again. I love this lipstick. I've worn it every single day. I had it on this morning. It's probably off now because I was eating wontons before I filmed this. But I really, really love it. It's like a very like brown, like it gives me like Rachel Green vibes. Like the very 90s plum brown lipstick. I just really, really love it. And it is my everyday lipstick. Like whenever anyone asks me what's on my lips, it's always this. And I love it so much. So easy to apply. Yeah. 10 out of 10. I love it. Oh, this is such an impulse purchase. This was my cat t-shirt that I got at the Maud Lewis exhibit when I went to the Halifax Art Museum. I'm such a sucker for gift stores, guys. It's so bad. But I saw this t-shirt. I impulse bought it. I'm gonna put it in its avocado. I'm sorry. I love it. I probably will never get rid of it because I do enjoy it. I got it in a size medium, I think, which is like my like average size because I didn't want it to be too oversized. But I'm just not someone who wears t-shirts, like a unisex t-shirt. Like if it was in a baby tee, I'd wear it. If it was in a really big oversized tee, I would have worn it. I think it's just like I got it in my correct size, thinking like, oh, it'll be nice to have like one t-shirt that just like fits me correctly. And I think that was my downfall. I don't wear it enough. I think it's so cute. I wish I wore it more, but I just don't. And if I were to go back, I think I would still buy one. I think I'd buy it in like a double XL, super oversized, so I could wear it with like a skirt and tights and like I don't know, like that's kind of more my vibe as like more of like a shirt dress with like over top of a skirt or something. I don't know. I just don't find myself wearing it enough. I think it's just like I'm just not a t-shirt person and I need to accept that. But this one was just so cute and it's hard to not buy. Next thing is countertop dishwasher. So I found out that countertop dishwashers existed and within a week I think we owned one off of Marketplace. And I'm going to put this in for the plot because I do love it. Like it has changed my life. I love having a dishwasher. But oh my God. The amount of times this thing gets clogged. Like, it is ridiculous how often it gets clogged. Like, once every 2 weeks, so we have to, like, completely clean out the filters and unclog it. Like, I'm like, is this even saving us time at this point? Because I spend so much time, like, cleaning the filter that's pissing me off. So for that reason, I kind of hate it and I'm mad at it all the time. But again, I would, if it were to break and if it were to never get better and just be horrible, I would probably buy a new one that's higher quality. I don't know. I didn't know much about them before. We spent like $120 or something on one off Marketplace. I'm happy for what it is, but it's not like great. You know, like it's okay. It's fine. But if it were to break, we definitely wouldn't buy the exact same one again. I'd probably get one hopefully from Costco, so it would have a good return policy. Yeah, just a different one that like doesn't get clogged all the time. I don't know. This yellow filing cabinet from IKEA is such an impulse purchase, and I'm putting it in Look What You Made Me Do. I don't like this, and I have it still. I saw this on Instagram, and then the next day I was in IKEA buying it. I don't know what happened there. I love it. I like the color. I think it's beautiful. But like it's on wheels, okay? But then I have it on a hardwood floor, so every time I go, the wheels come out quicker than when I pull a drawer. So every time I pull a drawer, I have to like hold the thing down and then pull the drawer so that the thing doesn't wheel away. And then also the drawers are just too small for like really any files to go in them. Like I think I'd rather have like half the amount of drawers and the drawers be bigger. Like I hate how small the drawers are. I'm really not a fan of it. Do regret this. I think it was like $70. Think it was too expensive for what it is. Just such an impulse purchase. So stupid. But again, like we own it now and I use it every day and I use it as my desk organization, but if I had to go back in time, I wouldn't buy this and I don't like it and I wouldn't recommend it. When I was moving out, I needed plates, bowls, and then like little plates, and these are the plates that I found. I found these at Stokes, and I have the plates and the bowls and the little plates, they all match and they're all set. And I hate these. I think they're so ugly. I don't like them. And they were such an impulse purchase because we were moving out. Also, I know that this picture isn't the correct picture, but I am going to drop these into Look What You Made Me Do. Because I just wish I had thrifted some cheap plates to get us by, and then once I found a plate set that I loved, I would have bought a plate set, because I got those for so cheap. Like, I think it literally was $30 for, like, what would be 8 plus 8 plus, so 24. Oh my god, that took me way too long. It was only like $30 for like 24 pieces of like dishware, so like such a good deal. Like, everything was like super discounted. And so I'm happy I got them. It's nice to have a plate set, but I don't like the plate set. Like, I don't like it. I want a new plate set, but now at this point, because I already have one, it feels wasteful to go out and like buy another plate set, but I really want to. So yeah, I just regret rushing into that decision and just buying whatever was on sale, because now I'm like an adult and I have adult money and I could really buy things that I like a lot more. And it's something that you use multiple times a day. So I wish I had just thought about it more before just buying the cheapest thing I could find. But they're fine. But I'm ready for a new plate set for sure. My Nintendo Switch, I bought this in March 2020 off Facebook Marketplace. And what do I think of this? It's an avocado. I didn't need this. I played Animal Crossing. It got me through a lot of the pandemic. But my partner had a Switch. I could have just borrowed his. Like, I didn't need to have my own. It never gets played now. It collects dust. I don't know. I do regret it. It was a waste of money, but it got me through like the first like 6 months of the pandemic, so I can't be too mad at it. But yeah, it wasn't a need. Boop. This is a board game that we kind of bought on a whim recently when we were camping. I'm gonna put it in and I'd do it again. I love Boop. It's so fun. And it was an impulse purchase, but I've already gotten like hours of entertainment from it, and I'm so happy with it. Yeah, I love it. And last but not least is a little red purse that I got in Florence when I was there. And I was in Florence, and then when I was in Florence in Italy, I learned that Florence is like the place that everyone buys leather from, and like they have like the most iconic leather. And then I was like, well, I need to buy a leather bag then. And I got this little red cutie patootie purse, and I'd do it again. I really tried to make a good decision when I was buying this purse. I was so picky. I grilled, like negotiated with the people there, and I was very proud of myself for doing that. And I got a red purse, and I love it, and I use it a lot. It's like my main, like if I'm ever going to like a nice event or like a nice wedding or anything like that, this is always the purse I bring. It's like definitely the nicest purse that I own, and I absolutely love it. And yeah, I don't regret it at all. I could not believe we got through all those impulse purchases, and I'm also really happy to report that a lot of my things were in the top half of this. Like, a lot of the impulse purchases that I've made, I'm pretty proud of, and I've actually really enjoyed. And even the things that are in the bottom tier, I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, they haven't gone to waste. Like, I sold the camera to someone else. I still use the plate set. I still use the filing cabinet. I'm going to use that yarn that I bought eventually, just not now. I still use that t-shirt, even though I haven't worn it as much as I wanted. Go us! We did good. Thank you so much. I love you so much. I do not take for granted the fact that you carved time out of your day to spend it with me, so thank you so much. If you're interested in shopping my linear jewelry, then please go to the link in the description to get your special discount. Do I have you in an impulse purchase mood after that video? I don't know. I love you so much. Have an amazing day.